I mean, we hit harder than most, but nobody ever got hurt. At least not that I'm aware of over my 20-something years. Besides Tony Atlas, but that wasn't my fault.
Okay. What happened there?
Well, Tony wasn't feeling too great, so he had taken some cold medicine, and I guess he had never moved on a moonsault before, so he didn't know that he had to roll in. So when we were talking about the match, he kept saying, "Okay, so I roll out." I'm like, "No, Tony, you roll in." He goes, "Oh, okay." Then we're talking about it again. He goes, "Okay, so I roll out." I'm like, "Tony, no, you roll in." He's like, "Oh, okay." So I went over to Sandy, Master Sandy, who was his manager for the night. She was my manager, and I said, "Sandy, make sure that while you're out there like stepping on Tony and kicking him and stuff, keep reminding him to roll in." Okay. And she said, "Okay, no problem." So she did that a couple times. I'd say 2 or 3 times during the match, I said it to him. And as I was slamming him, I said it to him. And when I miss a moonsault, I do like a huge Kurt Angle, as much height and arc as I can get when I do it. So I climb up there and I'm looking between my legs and he's looking right at me. So I fucking do the moonsault and I'm upside down and all I see is Tony rolling out. And my left knee came down right across the back of his head and knocked him out cold. Now, Tony's supposed to be going, this is my first night with Chaotic. Tony's supposed to be going over on me. So here he is, knocked out. So I roll him over and I kick myself out. And I pull his shoulder up and I do the kick out. And then I grabbed by the back of his head and I was just like lightly hitting him in the slapping him, like trying to wake his ass up. Out. So I was like, I looked at the ref and I'm like, "Dude, what do you want me to do?" He goes, "Pin him." And I'm like, "All right." So I rolled him up and I pinned him and I went to the back. And I've never felt so bad in all of my life. So I'm sitting there. Now this is shit. 99, so I am 24 years old, and here I am, and I just fucking, I don't know what I did to Tony Atlas. Like, I was just like, what the fuck? So I'm sitting at my bag, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm a fucking mess. And fucking King Kong Bundy walks over to me. I'll never forget it, Chris. He walks over to me, and he goes, "Way to go, Storm. You just killed a legend." And I was like, and I grabbed my bag and I walked out. I was a fucking mess. So fast forward about, I don't know, about a month. I'm working a Primal show in Revere, and Bundy's on the show. So I get there early because I always get the shows early, and I look at the lineup and I see Bundy on it. And I'm like, "Oh, you motherfucker. Okay, here we go." So I went over to Donnie and I said, "Donnie, look, I'm going to write up a fake lineup and I'm going to put it up. And it's going to have me across from Chris, wrestling Chris." And he goes, "All right." And I said, I'll change it back when everybody gets here, but I want to rib Chris." And he's like, "All right, go whatever." So I wrote up a phony lineup with me across Bundy and me going over. And it said via moonsault. And so Bundy walks in and he sees me. I'm like, "Hey, what's up?" So I go about doing my business at the ring. And he looks at the lineup and he goes, "Yo, stud, fuck this shit. I'm not wrestling the Legend Killer." Now, mind you, this was 99, so way before Randy Orton. So he goes, "Fuck you, Donnie. I'm not working the rest of I'm not wrestling the Legend Killer." And I fucking lost my shit. I laughed so hard. So
That's a riot.
Yeah, it was good. Like I said, man, it's what I remember is like I try not to remember the bullshit and the fucking